Hey, it's Andrew here with Gamer's Guide to Life, and we're here in the dark recesses of the Bethesda booth. And I'm here with Ricardo, a designer, lead designer of Arcane Studios. So he's been working on Dishonored, man. How is it? How is the game? Can you tell us a little bit about the premise?
Yeah, no problem. So Dishonored is a game in where the player takes on the role of a supernatural assassin named Corvo Atano. And at the very beginning of the game, you've been wrongfully accused of the murder of the Empress of the city of Dunwall. And everything takes place in this city, Dunwall, and it is something that we have spent many years working on. We invented the city from the ground up, and all its history, all its lore, and it's kind of like it's a really cool take on steampunk. Throughout the game, the player is going to be trying to figure out why did these men betray me, who are they, and then take revenge on them. And the really cool thing about the game is that every time you go to a mission, we put you in the mission, but we don't tell you, there's not a set way to complete a mission. It's up to the player to use his powers and abilities and gadgets and interesting combinations to play their own way.
Is it more like an open world game? Because in the demo, it sort of seemed like it, but at the same time, they're handcrafted missions. That's the kind of feeling that I got from it.
Yeah, exactly. Down to every last detail. It's every space is handcrafted. It sometimes feels open world when you look at it. That's why I think a lot of people think that when they look at it. But it's actually a series of missions. And but the thing is, when you get dropped into a mission, it's very non-linear within the mission itself. So when you get dropped into a location, we have several different sections of the city that you can visit. And for one of the missions, you get dropped in this place called the Distillery District that's, crawling with streets and alleys. And you're supposed to go take this one guy out. But you can do that in any number of ways. And before you do that, you can take on some side quests, which may or may not help you complete the mission. So it's totally up to you the order you do things in.
Yeah, the steampunk vibe is pretty cool. If you look, I know you can't see everything around us, but we've got a crazy electrical vials, and your city, I guess it's run on whale oil.
Yeah, that's right. There's a bunch of cool stuff around here. The PR and marketing guys have done a super awesome job of making all this stuff look really cool. But yeah, the city itself, we sort of wanted to invent our own alternate history with its own alternate technology. So Dunwall is this it's going through a little bit of an industrial revolution based on the whaling industry. And so there's all this interesting weird tech coming into the city, and a lot of it is military stuff, so the player is going to be contending with it.
Now, something I have to commend you guys on, I'm an old school Thief player from way back. We're talking Thief 2, the Metal Age. And I do love my stealth games, and you guys definitely have that. It seems like you've taken quite a bit, a lot of inspiration to build this game around the old school Thief style. Are there any other inspirations?
Well, we have a lot of guys on the team who have worked on a lot of games like this, and it's the kind of game we've been wanting to make for a long time. A bunch of us worked on the Deus Ex games. Harvey worked on the Deus Ex games. Raph and the guys at Arcane, they made Arx Fatalis, Dark Messiah. So this kind of game is sort of in our DNA. We're all big fans of Thief, Bioshock, things like that. So yeah, that's the kind of game we love. We love games where the player has lots of options, and it's up to the player to author to own their own experience.
Yeah. Well, speaking of options, in that demo, I wasn't really sure what to expect from this. All the pictures that you guys have around and sort of what you've been talking about. You're a supernatural assassin. This Corvo guy, it's nuts. You can blink from ledge to ledge. If there's a guy below, you could blink down there, kill him, pick up his body, blink back up. You're done in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in seeing how you're going to deal with all these situations, like with the AI, the counterattack moves. Have you guys thought about that? About the gameplay and such?
Oh yeah, a ton. That's all we think about. One of the things that's really cool to me, where we deviate from some traditional stealth games, you can play the game like a more traditional stealth game where you crawl through the level really slow and meticulously. But the way that I like to play is like a fast stealth, which is what Blink is for. It's kind of our signature assassin stealth move, and it's this power, like you said, that lets you jump across rooftops, blink from hiding space to hiding space, but it's also an awesome way to set up a kill. Like when a guard turns away from you, you can just zap your way across 20 yards in the blink of an eye, stab him, pick his body up, and zap your way back. And so to me, it's our stealth is fast stealth. It's the faster you move, the sneakier you are, which is kind of counterintuitive in some ways.
Well, I'm definitely excited to play this. There's not enough games that explore these type of mechanics anymore. So Really excited for it. What platforms is it coming out for, and when can we expect it?
So look for Dishonored on October 9th. It's going to be on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3.
Excellent. And to wrap things up, so what's your favorite stealth move in this game?
My favorite stealth move? Well, there is something you could do. If you unlock the double jump power, which lets you sort of a spring upward about 2 or 3 times higher than normal, we have a drop down attack. And normally that attack could be, it's kind of a finesse skill move, right? If you're up on a rooftop, you can leap down and break your fall by assassinating a guy. But if you unlock the double jump power, you can kind of pull that move off anywhere. You can be standing in the open street, sprint towards a guy, leap up into the air, and come down on his shoulders and take him out. And some of the guys at the office are really good at that, and they can just like, you know, bounce across through a couple of guys. They can pull several off in a row. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can't wait to play the game.
All right. Thanks
Beautiful.
for coming back, guys.